one shot at eating the small.
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm going to wait a little bit for people to arrive. I don't know how many people will be on. And then we'll get started with everything. I think we got everything adjusted for us. So, all right, kids, do you want to hop in and say hi? I'm here today with my kiddos. Sorry, we don't have a lot of room. You guys want to pop in and say hi?
Hi.
So if you hear little voices, that's my kiddos. So let's get started because I see we have a few people joining us. My name is Jen, and I am the owner and founder of Wander Women Iowa. If you're not familiar with Wander Women, what we do is we provide all-inclusive camping trips throughout the state of Iowa for women. We are in our second year of operating, and when I say all-inclusive, this means we provide all the gear. So we provide the tents, the food, the guides, the camping fees, the hiking, everything that you could think of. When you come on our trips, all you need to bring are your personal belongings and your clothing. So it's a lot of fun. I love doing it. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about getting outside during COVID-19. And we need to make sure that we're doing this responsibly and respectfully because, of course, there are guidelines and procedures in place right now in order to protect all of us. So I'm going to start with that, which maybe isn't the funnest thing to talk about, but it's important to talk about, especially because everything is constantly changing. As of right now, it is still totally fine to go outside, but these are the guidelines you're going to want to practice and keep in mind. And forgive me, I'm going to be looking at my computer down here so I don't forget all of the important stuff I need to talk about. And if you have questions, please feel free to type a question and I will answer it as quickly as possible. All right, so number one, stay local right now. This is a great time to get out and explore your parks around you, the trail systems around you, and even your backyard. This is not a great time to hop in your car and go on a grand road adventure or even an hour or two away. Because we have to consider if we're driving, we may have to stop in those areas along the way to get gas, which can put some of those smaller rural communities in a precarious situation. So be hyper local about this. Explore some of those trails and parks that you've wanted to explore for a while. You might find something that you didn't even know existed within minutes of your house, which is really cool. When you go out, everything that you take with you, so if you're taking snacks or you have toilet paper, whatever, Kleenexes, pack it back out with you. The thing is, a lot of these parks, while they're still open, you want to say hi, Hugo? While they're still open, the people that normally work there, the volunteers who normally volunteer there, aren't there right now. So that means if you throw your stuff in the garbage, it's not going to get emptied for a while. So anything you take in with you, make sure it comes out with you. Pack it in and pack it out. Avoid common use places such as playgrounds, public toilets, nature centers, park benches. I know the city of Des Moines just officially shut down all of their playgrounds, which was a smart move because they're now discovering that COVID can live on these surfaces for quite a long time. So stick to the trails. Don't go into any of those common use spaces. Follow the social distancing rules. So the same rules that apply when you're in other public areas apply in our outdoor spaces too. Keep at least 6 feet away from one another. So if you're on a trail and you see somebody coming, devise a way that you can get off trail and they can walk by you and still keep that 6 feet distance. Stay up to date on the most current information from the CDC. So the CDC is constantly updating. Different governments and municipalities are constantly updating and changing rules. So make sure you know what's going on before you go out. Because right now, all of these parks might be open, but 5 days from now, we don't know. So just make sure you're staying up to date on that. Keep in mind, some of the places that have shelter-in-place mandates already have some of their trails and parks closed down. Not here in central Iowa, but other parts of the United States. Be prepared for closures. So just because, as of right now, all of the DNR state parks and most county conservation parks are still open. But that doesn't mean, like I said prior to this, that some of them might get shut down soon. I will post a link. I'm going to be posting a whole bunch of links below after this is all done, where you can get all the up-to-date information on recent park closures. And the DNR on their website is also updating and keeping us all in the know too. So mark that on your computer. Be careful when you're outside. So in the outdoors, you can get injuries. And right now, our healthcare systems are already feeling overwhelmed. So the last thing we need is someone coming in with a broken arm or a broken leg or some sort of injury they got while outside. And I know it's hard to tell kids to be careful, but maybe explaining to them before you go why it's important to take a few more precautions than we normally do outside. Because we certainly don't want anybody ending up in the hospital right now. I mean, we don't want people ending up in the hospital ever. And then finally, follow the leave no trace principles. So I will post a link to these. These are things you should be doing anyways when you're outside, but continue to follow those leave no trace principles. If you're not familiar with them, this is a great time to familiarize yourself with the leave no trace principles. It's a great time to talk to your kids about them. It's a great homeschooling lesson, in fact. All right. So do we have any questions about all of the procedures that we should be taking right now? Okay. I know, like I said, that was kind of the boring part, but a super important part. Okay, so my kiddos left. My daughter is still here. We were sitting in front of our tent eating s'mores that we made in the microwave. And tonight we're having a camp out in our living room. Do you want to pop in and say hi? Hi. This is my daughter. We've been trying to get outside every day. So we're going to share some of the things, the ideas that we have to get outside and also bring nature inside. So that you can enjoy all of this while you're under the quarantine or whatever it is you're calling it right now. So again, I want to emphasize is staying hyper-local. Great time to explore some of your local trails. And some trails here in Des Moines that we absolutely love. We love Margot Frankel Woods in the Saylor Township. It's normally not very busy, but the other day we were out there and it was quite busy. We love the Greenwood Ashworth trails. We love the Sycamore Trail. We go out to Jester Park, Yellow Banks. A lot of county conservation parks are still open and the trails are wonderful and accessible. I will post links to all of those for you. So get out there, explore some of those local parks and trails. Of course, remembering to do all the things we talked about prior to this. Do a workout in your backyard. So I know a lot of people and a lot of businesses who do fitness and such are doing free workouts on YouTube or whatever kind of format that they're using. Take your phone, take your computer outside on your deck or your backyard or your common space and do a workout outside. Go for a walk around your neighborhood. I know this is pretty popular right now. I know a lot of people are doing the bear hunt. They're posting things on their doors. So giving people a little something to do. But stop along the way and explore the cracks in the sidewalks. Look for flowers that are starting to bloom. The spring is a perfect time to find all sorts of new things. Looks like I have a question here. Oh, okay. So someone mentioned that they are in Marion County and that their county conservation already closed all the parks, including trails. Okay, so good to know. So once again, make sure you're checking before you go out. And thank you for letting us know that, Beth. I really appreciate that. Sit in a sunny spot in your backyard and read a book. Okay, not much sun right now, but it looks like the future forecast is predicting some sunshine for us. Set up your camping chair outside, take a sleeping bag outside, cozy in with a good book, and read books outside together. Go for a bike ride. Once again, you want to follow those rules. Go on a nature photo scavenger hunt. I will provide a link for some ideas for this, but take your cameras out, take pictures of things that maybe you don't know what they are so that when you come back home, you can research them together as a family. Take pictures of things that are interesting. If you have access to a printer, put together a little nature book. So many different directions you can take that. Bird watching. So lots of the birds are coming back and around right now. So if you have bird feeders in your yard, or maybe you have some bird feeders that you've had in storage and you've been meaning to get them up, what a great time to do that right now. Get those bird feeders filled, watch the birds from your window, go in your backyard and watch the birds. I will provide a link so that you can identify different birds. It's a really great Iowa-based bird identification. So have fun with that. The other day on Wonder Women's Facebook page, we also posted a link where you can click on the picture of the bird and then it plays the sound that the bird makes. So that's a really fun one too, and I'll post a link to that. So right now, spring ephemeral wildflowers are blooming. Spring ephemeral wildflowers are short-lived. Ephemeral means short-lived. So these are the first flowers that bloom in many of our woodlands. So that means they're also the first food source for a lot of our pollinator friends. There are so many beautiful flowers. Already a few are starting to emerge, the hepatica and the snow trillium. But over the next few weeks, we're going to have tons more popping up. So this is a great opportunity to learn more about those flowers and to get outside and view them and take pictures of them and learn how they benefit our pollinator friends. Forage for wild edibles. So this is one you want to be careful about. I'm going to recommend two that are fairly easy. And of course, again, I will provide links. Dandelions are starting to pop up. Dandelions are edible. I'm going to have a link to a creamy dandelion soup that you can make. It's delicious. And then garlic mustard. Garlic mustard is an invasive species, so that means it is a plant species that we don't want growing because it overtakes our native species. Garlic mustard is also edible. It was actually brought over here as a culinary herb. So we can harvest this garlic mustard and then we can make things with it. Garlic mustard pesto is amazing. In a couple weeks, the garlic mustard will be primed for harvesting. It's not quite ready right now, but I'll provide links to the recipes and how to identify and where to go to do that. All right, so those are just some things you can do outside. I know that this is a short list. I don't have a ton of time, but if you have more ideas, feel free to share them. Next, I want to move into bringing nature inside, especially if it does come to the point where we may not be able to go outside quite as much as we want to. So talk about ways we can utilize and bring nature to us inside our homes and in our backyards. All right, so camp indoors. If you have a tent or if you have sleeping bags, set up a little spot inside your living room or your playroom or wherever it is that you can and cozy on in. Make some microwave s'mores. They're not quite as good as making s'mores over the fire, but they're still tasty because it's graham crackers, marshmallow, and chocolate. And do a little, do you want to come on in? And do a little indoor camping. It is going to get nicer out. You could even set your tent up in your backyard in the future and go ahead and do the same thing that way. And it's just really fun. It kind of breaks up the monotony of the day to have a tent set up in your yard. Watch a nature movie. So many awesome nature movies available. I will provide links to those, but if you go on Netflix, if you get on Hulu, Amazon, any of those places, there are so many awesome choices. Do you have any in particular that you like that are nature-based?
Free Solo.
Free Solo. Yes, Free Solo is an awesome movie. We'll to that for sure. But yeah, watch a nature movie, cuddle in. Heck, you can watch a nature movie from your tent that you have set up in your living room. Read a nature book. Again, so many great options for kids and adults. I know it's hard, we can't get to the library right now, but if you have the Libby app, there's a lot of books that are available electronically. Maybe you have some books hiding in your bookcase that you haven't read yet that are nature-based. So give that a try. Listen to podcasts. I have so many great recommendations for nature-based podcasts. A couple of my favorites are She Explores, Outside Voices, This Land, and then Outside Magazine's podcast. And again, I'll provide links for those. Create nature-inspired art. So many cool nature-inspired art projects that you can find on Pinterest. I've seen so many creative people sharing this, and I have a link to a website that has some great stuff. Did you have anything you wanted to add there?
Acorn painting.
Oh yeah, yesterday the kids collected acorns and they're painting little faces on them and such and making like a little acorn playhouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So get creative with that. Have some fun. This one's so cool. Take a virtual tour of national parks. So Google and Google Earth have these amazing websites where you can get on. I think there's 31 on Google Earth where you can tour our national parks. It's so cool. Again, I'll provide that link. You're gonna have so many links below. I apologize. But we've been playing around with that, and it's, yeah, fantastic. And then, you can plan a dream trip for the future. Not anytime soon necessarily, but in the future, you'll have your trip planned. Okay. Oh, so if we want to get more local with our exploration online, Iowa Outdoors, their YouTube page has all kinds of ways that you can explore Iowa parks. You can meet different Iowa outdoors people and get to know how to do, I know there's one like fly fishing. I think there's so many. So we'll provide a link to that. And then in that same vein, PBS has videos of several different state parks that they filmed from with a drone. So you get this really cool aerial view of that. And you can explore some of your favorite state parks. Again, plan some trips for the future so you can explore some of those state parks in person. All right, I think that about sums it up. Oh, I'm sorry. These are two really easy ones that you can do. Open your windows more often. Bring that nature inside. Tend to your houseplants. Sometimes mine get a little neglected, so while you're home right now, see if you can tend to some of those houseplants. And then finally, if you are planning to garden, which I have a feeling we're gonna have a lot more people planning to garden, you can start planting your garden. If you have your seeds, you can start planting those seeds inside to get them started so that when the soil warms up, you have little plants that are ready to go. Nina, did you want to add anything?
No.
No? All right. Well, thank you. Oh, someone just said, oh yeah. Yes, the aerials from Iowa Land and Sky are amazing. Yes, Iowa Land and Sky. And I think maybe that's who PBS partnered with. I might be wrong. That might be separate. So we can provide a link for that too. Yeah, I think that's about all we have. If you have any questions, please go ahead and post them below or post them in the event or send me a message. Find Wonder Women Iowa on Facebook if you're not already following us. We've been posting things to do daily. We also have a once a week newsletter that's going out right now that provides ideas for yourself and for you to do with kiddos. So we're here to support you. We're here to give you hope and positivity and utilize the outdoors. It's such a healing experience to go out into nature, even if it's just stepping outside of your own door. All right, stay well, stay healthy, and thank you for being here with us today. We really appreciate it. Mwah.